Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss another kind of document, that is the user manual. Now each of us must have seen or heard about a user manual, because generally we get a user manual for every product that we purchase. You buy a washing machine, you get a user manual. You buy a mixer grinder, you get a user manual. So this is one such document which mostly all of us are familiar with. So let's see what a user manual is in detail. The user manual contains all essential information for the user to make full use of the information system. So if you have read or seen a user manual, you know that it contains every possible essential information that would be required to make use of that specific product or information system in this particular case. Now this information includes a description of the system functions, whatever are the functionalities provided by the system. It would contain a description of all those functionalities. Whatever are the capabilities of the system, it would provide a description of all those capabilities. Then what are the alternate modes of operation? If there are more than one ways of operating that particular system, then what are the alternate modes of operation? And step-by-step procedure for system access and use. How you can access the system or how you can use the system. A step-by-step procedure for doing that would be provided in the user manual. Now following are the various categories of the user manuals, right? So first is your introductory manual. Introductory manual basically tells you how to get started with the system. If you are new to a system, then obviously you need to know how to start, right? So for that you have the introductory manual which tells you that how you should get started with that system in the first place. Then the second category of the user manual is the functional description. This functional description describes the functionality of the system. Whatever functionality that particular system is providing you with, it would be described in the functional description. Then comes the reference manual. Now this reference manual gives you the details about the system facilities. Whatever facilities that particular system is providing you with, that would be mentioned or described in the reference manual. Then is your system administrator guide. Now the name itself clarifies that this particular category of the user manual is for the system administrator. It is basically guiding or telling the system administrator that how he should operate and maintain the system. Then comes the another category of manual, which is the installation document. Now this particular document tells you how you would install the system. To begin using the system, you need to first install that system. So the installation document serves this purpose, that is it tells you how to install that system at your site. Now, how does a user manual generally looks like? With a few variations here and there in each and every user manual, in a general sense, or generally a typical user manual would look something like this. First of all, it would have the introduction section. Now within the introduction section, it would have a subsection of purpose and scope. In this particular subsection, that is purpose and scope, it usually provides you the description of what the purpose of this particular system is and what is the scope of the user manual. Then another subsection within the introduction section is the organization. This tells you about the organization of the user manual. That is how the user manual is organized, at what page number, what you will find. So this is described in the organization subsection of the introduction section. Then comes your point of contact subsection within the introduction section. So this point of contact subsection tells you or identifies the organization codes and staff who may assist the system user. If a help desk facility or telephone assistance is provided then organize if a help desk facility or telephone assistance exists in the organization, or it is provided by the organization, then it is described in this particular section, that is the points of contact. That means how you can contact the staff or the people or the help desk that can who can assist you in case of any difficulty. Then another subsection within the introduction section is your project references. Now this section provides you a bibliography of the key project references and deliverable processes. So whatever are the references, the key project references and the various deliverable processes, a bibliography of that would be provided in the project references subsection. Then comes the glossary subsection within the introduction section. So this subsection basically provides you, as the name itself says, glossary. It provides you a glossary of all the terms and abbreviations used in the manual, so that you know that this particular term or this particular abbreviation stands for this thing. Now if the glossary is of several pages, in that case it may be placed as an appendix. Then comes your another section, which is the system capabilities. After the introduction section, you have the system capabilities section. Now this section basically provides you with a brief overview of what all the capabilities of the system are. Again, within this section, that is the system capabilities, you have a subsection called purpose, and this subsection tells you or describes the purpose of the application system, why this particular application system exists in the first place. So what is the purpose of this particular application system would be described in the purpose subsection of the system capabilities. The second subsection within the system capabilities is your general description. Now this subsection provides an overview of the system's capabilities. Now the name itself is general description. That means it will give you a general overview of all the system capabilities, its functionalities, its operations, which includes specific high-level functions which are performed by the system. If there is a requirement or there is a scope of graphics and tables in this, then they must be used at appropriate places. Again, if a help desk facility exists, it must be provided in this section. Now, next is your instruction manual. The third category is your instruction manual. Now, instruction manual provides examples of normal usage. Generally, when you see the instruction manual, that means it is giving you instructions as to how you can use that particular system, right? Like if you look at the instruction manual of your mixer grinder, it will tell you how to switch it on, how to how to use it, what are the various modes of operation available in that mixer grinder, grinding mode, pulsing mode, all that. So the instruction manual tells you all about that. So even if I talk of an information system, the instruction manual is in a generic sense serving the same purpose. It is providing you with the examples of normal usage. That means how you can use that system. It provides any necessary background information. If any necessary background information is required, has to be told, then that would be provided within this instruction manual section. Online help system is very common for systems today. Now, you know, every system nowadays has an online help system. Say you buy a washing machine of a specific brand and it gives you an error or it stops functioning, then what you do, you take online assistance, you take online help. There is an online number that is provided you with the user manual of the washing machine, and then you dial that number to file or lodge a complaint. So online help system is very common for these days, not just for not just for the products, but for the information system also. So information on how to use the online help system, how to access it, may be provided in the instruction manual if it exists, and obviously nowadays it exists. The fourth section of the user manual is the user reference manual. Now within this user reference manual, you have a subsection called list of services. So this subsection, which is the list of services, provides you with an alphabetical listing of all the services that are provided by the system. That would be given in an alphabetical manner with references to the page numbers. That's okay, this is the service in alphabetical order and you can refer to it on this particular page number in detail. This would be provided where the concerned service would be described. So this is what the list of services is doing for you in the user manual, within the user reference manual section of the user manual. Then within the user reference manual, another subsection is the error message and recovery. Now this subsection, which is the error messages and recovery, provides you with an alphabetical list of all the error messages. All the possible error messages that the system can give you, the list of all those error messages are provided in an alphabetical order, and how the user can recover from each of them is also provided there. That okay, if this error comes, you have to do this, if this error comes, you have to do this. So all that description of all the list of possible errors that could exist in the system, or the system could throw, are provided you in an alphabetical order. Next section is your operating instructions. Now this section basically provides a detailed step-by-step operating instruction. In detail, in various steps, it is described that how you can operate the system. That means the operating systems are provided to the user in this particular section. Now within this section, you have a subsection called initiate operation. This subsection contains procedures for system login and system initialization. That means it will tell you how you can log in into the system, how you can initialize the system, such as the system's main menu screen, how you can have the main menu screen of the system, how you can log in into the system. All these details would be provided in the initiate operation subsection. Then within the operating instruction subsection, within the operating instruction section, just like you have an initiate operation subsection, you also have another subsection which is the maintain operation subsection. This subsection within the operating instruction section defines procedures to maintain the operation of the software where user intervention is required. So whatever procedures would be required to maintain the operation of this software, as I told you, maintenance is an ongoing activity. So you continuously need to maintain the software after it is installed at your site. So whatever would be the procedures for the maintenance of the operation of the software wherever a user intervention is required, that means which can be handled by the user, is provided over here in this subsection. Then another subsection within the operating instruction section is your terminate and restart operation. Now the terminate and restart operation, this subsection defines all the procedures for normal and unscheduled termination. That means if the system terminates in a normal manner, or if in case it terminates in an unscheduled manner, whatever the procedures for such terminations are would be described in this particular subsection, and it should define how to restart the system in both the cases. So this information is provided in the terminate and restart operations. Then the last section of the user manual is your error handling. This section should address error messages, whatever error messages are, and the help facilities that you can have for those error messages. What you can do or what assistance you can get for those error messages would be provided in this particular section. Included in this section should be a list of all possible error messages that the system can throw at you. So this is all about the user manual document.